What's up, guys? This is James. I'm CEO of Bright Idea Marketing. And today I want to talk about something that I've seen a lot of confusion about online when it comes to advertising on Facebook Ads Manager. And the part that's confusing, I see a lot of advice given, which is the different ad objectives. Now, there's three different types of objectives that you can do. One is the brand awareness, one is consideration, and one is conversion. And people very easily, and it makes sense, they get confused as to what ad they should be showing. So let me help clear that up a little bit for you. Now, the advice that's given, people say, according to the objective that you're trying to reach, you should choose the ad objective based on that. That makes no sense to me, because brand awareness means nothing because you need to have a product sale. You need to get a service sale. You need to make a sale of some kind. So why do you need to even have a brand awareness campaign? Why don't you just go straight to conversion because you need the money? So that's what I'm hoping to answer today and help clear that confusion up. So here we go. All right, guys, so we're here in my computer and I want to walk you through the different ad objectives. Now, if you've tried running ads before, you probably have seen this screen. So I'm not going to go into detail and talk about what it is that each one of these mean, because you can just read a Facebook guide or somebody who wrote an article about it. The part that I do want to talk about, though, is when to use each of these objectives. So here's the deal. Whenever you have awareness, consideration, and conversion, you are looking at something that's considered a full process of a buying cycle. Okay? So, in general, people must first be aware of your brand. Once they're aware, then they can consider whether they want to engage with the brand, either buy the product or look into the product, see if they want to find out more information about it. And then eventually they want to buy. So, what Facebook does is actually takes those three objectives, or those three processes, parts of the sales cycle, and breaks those out accordingly. Now, whenever you see an infomercial or something that's a direct sale, then it's going to have each of those three steps, but it's all going to be in one. When you want to do a direct response campaign, for example, you'll see obviously the awareness if you're seeing the ad, the consideration, there's a call to action, and hopefully if the infomercial or whatever type of commercial it is good enough, then the person will act right then. So just know that every sales process happens under these three steps. It's just very condensed, so it's sometimes hard to see that there are different parts of it. So it's nice that Facebook actually broke those items out so you can have different types of content for those different objectives. Now, all that to say, let me back up a step for a second. So the awareness is, in general, an algorithm that Facebook has that's really dumb. We'll just keep it at that. It's really dumb. So you can still put in your demographics, their people's interests, their age, their income, whatever have you. But past what you put in specifically, Facebook will really just throw your ad out to all those people that you put in. It's not really optimizing for anything, and it's not really trying to target certain people. So it's really more of a spray it to the masses type objective. But as a result of that, it's actually very inexpensive to get people to see your ads under the awareness campaign. Just know that you should not expect anybody to engage or click through. You will get some action. You'll get some people that are looking on it that will click on the links, but Facebook does not target to the people who are more likely to click. So just keep that in mind. Now, the question is really, do you need to have all these three objectives to make a successful campaign? In short, I'm going to tell you, yes. And the reason why is there's so much competition out there now. There's so many ads and so many different people that are trying to sell exactly what you're selling. So the only way for you to stand out is build a connection first that's cheap. like the brand awareness, where somebody's actually aware of your existence. And then what you can do from that is you can take the audience of people who saw your ad, and under consideration, you can have the audience of people who only saw your ad the first time see this consideration ad. So the point is, to make the ad campaigns work, you need to be as optimized as possible, because it's very easy to spend a lot of money and not get anything out of it. So the reason you don't go directly to the conversion is, think of it this way. Think of it like a pie. If you have a whole pie, then I'm coming up with the example right now. Think of it as a pie. Now, inside of that pie are all of your different visitors or people who saw your ad, okay? Now, at any given time, only about 0.5%, maybe 1% of people who would see your ad would actually be interested or are actually really convinced that they need to buy your product, okay? So what happens is, if you go directly to the conversion ad objective, Facebook will look for people who are more likely to convert or take an action that you want. But the problem is, they may not know your brand, and they're in the minority of people who will actually take action on Facebook. So because there's so few people on Facebook that will take action on anything, Facebook has to upcharge it. So having a conversion ad objective is extremely expensive. So the only way to counteract how expensive it is narrow your audience to people who have already engaged with your information and have shown somewhat of an interest in what you have, okay? So that's where the awareness and consideration comes into play. So long story short, you should have an awareness, you should have a consideration, and a conversion ad. And by that I mean you should have several creative videos or pictures, whatever you have, inside of each of those three categories. And the point is to build a little bit more trust and a little bit more engagement each ad objective going up, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Just know that, yes, if you want to be profitable, for the most part, there are some exceptions. If you want to be profitable, you need to go through each of those three different parts of the sales cycle, or else you'll spend a lot of money going after people who might click on someone's ad but probably won't click on yours because they don't know you. They don't have a connection with you. They don't know your credentials. So again, the point of the awareness and consideration is to build brand equity, is to build awareness of who you are, and hopefully build a connection. So as you go through these, just keep that in mind. By breaking it out in those ways and explaining what those general categories mean, it should be able to help you understand how your creative should look. But I might do another video on that. Just keep in mind, don't do straight conversions unless you're selling something that doesn't need brand equity. Like if you're selling a pack of toothpicks or a watch that might be branded, people are already aware of, then you need to do the others. Okay? Hope that helps. Have a great day. This is James, Bright Idea Marketing.